Hello everyone, welcome to the Swaner Preserve today. Thank you for joining us for Humanities in the Wild. Unfortunately, we aren't actually able to take you out there with our scholars, but today they'll be taking you on a tour of a few areas that you can actually access on the Swaner Preserve. The Swaner Preserve is a 1,200 acre preserved habitat, and 850 of those acres are made up of wetland habitat. So we're going to take you onto the upland habitat and the wetland habitat to give you a little idea of what our scholars are thinking about while they're out there. Come on out with us.
Hi everyone, my name is Swaner Preserve. I am an assistant professor of environmental humanities at Westminster. I teach courses related to environmental humanities.
My name is Jamie Butler. I'm the coordinator of Great Salt Lake Institute at Westminster College. We work to connect people to Great Salt Lake through research and education. Today we're at the Swaner Preserve, and I'm really excited to learn how our ecosystems and our cultures and our communities are connected.
All right, now we are going to head out onto the paved path that surrounds the preserve, and we're going to see what we can find while we're out there. This path is great because it's easily accessible for strollers and wheelchairs and bikes, and there are lots of birds and animals to see while you're walking along.
So I love standing here looking out at these wetlands. They're a place of diversity. You know, you can look and see all of these different plants. We can hear all of these birds. Wetlands are a very important part of our ecosystems. They're like a big sponge that filters water that comes into them. And to me, I, as a scientist, have spent a lot of time working in these wetlands and thinking about birds. And wetlands to birds are kind of a gas station along a road trip where you have to stop so many times to get gas. And so it's very important that we have a series of wetlands that are interconnected, that birds travel for migration. And, you know, birds don't just use these as a place for migration and fueling, they also use it as a nesting space. They might spend their winters here. So they're very important for a large diversity of birds. What about you, Jume?
To me, wetlands mean diversity. And as a humanist, the wetland reminds me of a cultural landscape. What makes a wetland ecosystem healthy is the diversity of life. I think similarly, what makes a society healthy is also diversity, your cultural diversity.
Okay everyone, now we're going to head out onto our Wetland Discovery Trail. This is a trail that can be accessed by getting a code from us at the EcoCenter to be able to get into the gated trail. This trail goes along an old byline of the Utah Railroad, and so it's a slightly less sensitive area of the private part of the Swaner Preserve. So this is where we allow unguided access, and so if you're interested in doing this part of the walk, just reach out to me and I can get you the code and give you the instructions for getting out here.
The concept, and I have learned from bone tradition. If you look at the pure blue sky, that is your nature of mind. That is your true self. And your true self, like the blue sky, can be clouded. And what you can do is fly above that clouds, and then you will be able to see the pure blue sky, which is your nature of mind. That is your true self. So every time I see blue sky like this, and I see a bird or a hawk, I think of nature of mind. Nature is our teacher, truly.
So when I'm out working in the wetlands or at Great Salt Lake, I try to use all of my senses. And one of the things that I always remember about wetlands is how they smell. At all times of year, they have different smells. Like right now, it's summertime, and you can see this lovely live green growing grass that when you step on it, it kind of smells like your lawn when you mow it. But in the fall, after these grasses die off, they also, they die and they're kind of crunchy and brown, and they have their own smell that comes with that. You'll also smell things like skunks that maybe have released their odor into the environment. You might even smell deer. I heard that deer are kind of living in this little area.
Now we're going to head out onto the Spring Creek Trail, and this option is a great way to get out to see the meandering stream. We're going to head out with our scholars and check that out now.
Jamie, what inspiration does a creek usually bring to you?
So for me, creeks, they bring life. Water brings life. And I study birds, and so I come to these places to watch birds. I see in this creek there's lots of plants in the creek that these birds are probably using as food or as nesting material. So it's life. How about you, Jimmy?
I'm looking at the creek in front of us. It meanders. It reminds me of a person's life journey. Your life journey is never straight. It meanders like creeks. Yeah, it's a symbol of the unlinear life journey of a person and the unlinear, always in flux life journey of a stream.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so much for joining us for Humanities in the Wild today, everyone. Check the link below for more information on how to actually come out here and go on a walk on your own, and then join us for the Zoom chat with these two wonderful women in a few days. Thanks, everyone.